Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic, and this is where I channel the sacred guidance for this astrological week of the 12th until the 18th of October. And this is going to be a very interesting week. We have Mercury Retrograde coming up. We got a new moon in Libra, and we, as Charlotte and I, are organizing our first Moon Magic retreat on the new moon in Libra there. This is very interesting. And honestly, you kind of have the feel of this week already because, we got 2020 and that's been pretty intense. And, the last 2 weeks, you might have felt how, very, in a sense, very subtle, right? But you felt like, holy damn, like it's so intense, the energy. And the thing is that it's building way, and it's like a pressure cooker, right? And I think this week, that pressure cooker, until we got the sun opposite Uranus, pretty much, I feel this is going to be, the release of so much steam. It's just going to be explosion, like the soup is going to become so hot that it's just like, the soup just explodes everywhere. It's just going to be on the walls, and we're going to have to clean up our freaking mess. So we got some cleaning work to do, and it's really nice. We got Venus in Virgo, so in a way, all the mess that is going to be there, in a sense, if we're going to use that kitchen analogy, I think that we're in the kitchen, and in a sense, we got all our ingredients. And but there's just nasty moths and cockroaches crawling around, and you don't even know where they're coming from. And so you're trying to you take a cockroach, and if you're respectful for animals, you just you take them and you want to throw them outside. But in your acts, right, you have a gas fire, and your towel starts to catch fire. And it's just like, oh my God, it's so much chaos, and, you're trying to do your best, and all of a sudden, someone walks in and starts judging you on your cooking skills and says like, what the hell are you going to cook right now? And there's just so much judgment. And, honestly, you're just like, you've had it, and you explode and you start getting into an argument. And that's kind of like how this feels like this week. We're really trying our best to make the best recipe of our life and to make the best dinner. We're inviting people. We got Sun in Libra, so there's people coming over, but honestly they're telling you, well, I'm actually not really happy with how you've put too much salt in, and you're that kind of person who also puts in a little bit too much spicy. So I think you should calm it down a little bit. There's too much fire within you. And I think this week is about listening, and it's really about understanding where we are failing, where we're unable to serve the food that we would like to serve, and that it is, to improve our cooking skills, right? So we got Mercury coming retrograde in Scorpio on Wednesday. And honestly, that is truly about honesty. It's about brutal exposure of the truth. And it is about vulnerability. It's about being honest. We're going to discover where we're not honest, where we are just, nasty and gnarly and the deepest, darkest parts within us. Right, and so you're gonna have to forgive me for a second. I just want to make sure that I'm recording. Yes, right. So because we're in the Mercury retrograde, and I don't want to play with fire here. So anyway, Mercury is going retrograde, but it's not only in Scorpio of the truth being revealed, because now retrograde means, okay, we really want to become very practical and see the proof, right? You show me, right? If you tell me that this is true, well, you freaking show me the numbers here, right? We get Venus in Virgo, which is really about the numbers and about analysts. And, you know, Mercury also is opposite Uranus. It's making its it's like it's standing right in front of Uranus, the planet of explosions, of unexpected events, of our nervous system. And so this is fear, anxiety, all sorts of, you know, problems coming up, and your deepest, darkest wounds, you know, that need to be exposed. And on a world scale, well, you know, this is where you're going to have those jaw-dropping moments of like, holy fuck, you know, the truth being revealed about, you know, what is going on with COVID. And I think more and more people that are in service of the world will truly start seeing, like, people are waking fucking up. This is, if Uranus opposite Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, this is really like getting a hit from the hammer. You know, all of a sudden you truly see, you know, how much salt you use in your recipe. And it's like, holy shit, you know, what are the standards again? Venus in retrograde, moon in on Virgo, moon on Venus is like exactly how much salt is healthy for the human body, that amount, and I'm using triple. Holy shit, I never knew that, you know. And it's just you being honest to yourself and being really like, well, I admit, you know, I've made a mistake. But there's all this energy, you know, where it's just like there's this grand, it's not a grand cross, but there's a T-square between Mars and the Sun, in Mars in Aries and Sun in Libra, and all that Capricornian energy is just like, oh no, you know what? That's absolutely not true. Like the numbers show this, and you know, you're just trying to make up all these excuses, and you're gonna try, and you know, Sun in Libra. And then all this manipulative energy, like, you know, oh, John, you know, you know, right? Like, you've seen me doing, like, and you're trying to get other people involved, and you're trying to put other people against each other and manipulate. Like, we're going to see where we manipulate people for our desires, for, you know, to reach our goals. And that is that very masculine, dominating, controlling world. Right, where we are in control of our matter. We're like, this is the 3D world. And Pluto is there, Jupiter, Saturn. And so this is where we really want to make sure that this is true, that this is really reality as we see it, and we want proof. And if it is being told otherwise, I promise I'm going to freaking fight, and I will show you that it is not true, that I am right, and that this is my world that I live in, and who the fuck do you think you are? And just like all that on a just world level. You know, and the beautiful thing is that Venus in Virgo, Moon in Virgo, trine Uranus is just like, all right, motherfucker, I'm just gonna observe. Because what the hell are you doing here? It's just like not okay. And you see in the 3D world where people are just fighting against each other, and you're like, you just made that stuff up. You believed it. Now the truth is exposed, but you choose to be in victim mode, and you start to fight. Like, you know, it's just a crazy world out there. And so, you know, our task, you know, is to really remain in that observing mode, understand, you know, that this is what needs to happen to stay cool under pressure. You know, and all while, don't think that you're not going to get through the shit. Like, you know, that you're just in the observing mode and just like, oh, this is all cool. This is the world stage. All the while, you're going through your own shit. And so, you know, this is about really understanding that we're just all energy, that the feminine energy of love and receptivity, inclusion, high intuition, care, nurturing for each other is where it's at. See, that's the thing, right? It's just, there's just so much darkness in a sense, and the light is being shined on it, where we're not taking care of each other, where we are hating each other, where we're in need of help. And so here's where we have to understand, well, we need each other more than ever. We got to see how we need each other, how, we are against each other. There's just so much separation. But, if you, Venus and Moon in Virgo, trine Uranus, really understand that it's about service, that it's about care, nurturing for each other, service in service of the world, of my environment, my close environment. That if I can, be really honest and just be courageous, Mercury in Scorpio, and just do what needs to be done with a neutral perspective and not from a forced, dominating control kind of way of doing things, then you just see, holy shit, when we really take care of each other, when we respect one another, if we really, Sun in Libra, learn to listen and really, just not just go and do and initiate without any consideration of any other people, but just really for a moment take a step back and just say, well, what am I doing? What are the consequences of my actions here? What are my actions? Mars is retrograde in Aries, squaring all that Capricorn energy. What's my responsibility? What am I contributing to the world? What are my values? Venus in Virgo. And how can I perfect them? And, Sun in Libra, relationships, and Venus in Virgo, well, what relationship does support me and which one does not? Because, in this world, honestly, I know we're all together in this, but honestly, if you choose to really continue to live in a world of hate and war, then, I just choose for a second to take a step back from you and, you can do you, but you're not going to be the one who draws me down. I'm not going to put my constant energy in you. I'm going to be here. I'm going to take care of you whenever you need it and whenever you want it, but I can't force you to change. I'm going to leave that Mars retrograde. I understand that I can't force you to change. This is about feminine qualities of that's how it is. The universe is unfolding and I'm not in control. On the contrary, by changing my energy, by changing, my state, I understand that I will be in a different frequency, a different vibration, and I will create my own world. And I will pray for you, I will take care of you, I will nurture you, and if you need help, I will be here. But I won't force my will upon you on how things have to be. And that's happening at a world stage, and obviously we all know that the institutions and the government and the patriarchy is really doing all they can to maintain the status quo. And that's a really, in a way, it's really looking at, you tell the guy cooking, if you're going to keep putting, I don't know where to go with this analogy, but you're going to burn yourself. If you're going to keep doing this, right? And you're just fuck off, I don't know, I know how to cook. And all of a sudden there's the whole fire, it all explodes, in his face, and now he's burning, he's got a 3rd degree, burned, and it's in a sense, you gotta have compassion. It's you're there to help. And that's what I'm saying is, we're all watching the government fall, the patriarchy fall, and, they're just really trying to manipulate people into, how things should be and trying to persuade you. And you're there and you're just so aware and just it's pretty clear that that person is going to burn himself if he keeps doing that. And you see it happening. So you knew it and it's happening. And now he starts screaming and, it's just terror. And it's scary because fuck, you know, that's another human being who just like, you warn him and it's like, now he might even die, you know, but you're there then to be of service, to be sure love, to heal your neighbor, to heal your beloved human being. And that's the thing, it's that's the responsibility that we're getting here. Of knowing that, of seeing things, and of having to experience the fear, the anger, that you're like, I motherfucking told you, man. Why would you do that? And like that anger that wants to, you know, come out and say like, why didn't you listen to me? And that fear of seeing a person being burnt, like that's terror. And then still, you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to be of service here. Yes, it's not about that I was right or wrong. It's just, it happened. Now, well, he or she had to learn the hard way. And don't get me wrong, again, you know, it's like, that could be you. So pay attention where that is happening in your life. And so that's why I think that new moon in Libra is really gonna, you know, is really about sending out into the world really prayer of, you know, because yes, the new moon in Libra is for you to manifest your dream relationships and, you know, how you want it to look like in harmony and beauty and balance and harmony in your life and in your relationships. But if there's something, honestly, that we right now need to do is understand that we're in this together and that we got to send out vibrations of love for the whole world to be in harmony and to really that you pray for yourself, that you can see and, you know, the beauty in the other person, the equality in the other person, the harmony of each other, the equalness between you and the other, and that you pray, that you don't force your will, that you have boundaries where needed, and that you will draw them, but that you can stay neutral, because Libra is about, like in a sense, you know, Libra is about neutrality. It's about balance. It is about the intermediator, about seeing both sides, about remaining calm in that sense. So, you know, and that's why Venus trine Uranus, that is at service to the new Earth, Uranus and Taurus. And so our service right now is really that, to send out those prayers, to pray not just for yourself anymore, but for others, but so that you can take your responsibility. Because honestly, you know, the new moon is squaring over to Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto in Capricorn. What is your responsibility together? Now, how can we bring harmony and justice? This is about justice against, you know, this is about rebellion. And rebellion is not always war, and war is definitely with a Mars retrograde not the answer. But rebellion in the sense of like, you know, you say it's that way. Honestly, I've seen, you know, other parts. I'm going to do my stuff and I will go in dialogue with you and I will, you know, love you or take care of you at the same time. But, you know, you right now are really into a position where you're holding on to grudges and, you know, you just hold the hope and the optimism of, well, this is the world that I'm creating. This is the world that I want, together with this and that, because it is clearly that we're going to a better world. And it is clearly that your actions are polluting the world, polluting the earth, and is causing damage. We need a new order. We need a new way of doing things. There's no separation. You can stay in your separation, you know, but if you do, Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, opposite Uranus, you're going to have to learn the freaking hard way if you want really to be like,
to be burned or to get a hit from the baseball in your freaking face, and that's the only way you can learn, well, go ahead. You know? And that new moon is just opposite, you know, Black Moon Lilith and Mars retrograde, and it's just like, it's about taking responsibility for the wounds that we have caused, all of us, you know, for the feminine energy. And really, you know, acknowledging that, recognizing that, and having respect for the anger that comes up, and, you know, just to be in that neutral position and to just have compassion and, you know, just gratitude too for the fact that it all can be exposed. So that's it for this week. I think it's pretty clear. And honestly, if you can show and honor your respect for the earth, please do. Go out, take care of the earth. Go and let a tree know that you're taking care of this earth. Let Mother Earth know by your prayers that you're taking care of her. Let the other people in your environment know that you are there in service of them. That if there's anything, you know, we can get into that, and I'm here to listen. You know, this is about really doing your service. There's no more wishing for a better world. We're in it. You know, we gotta act accordingly. There's this quote that I saw the other day. You know, you are, I kind of forgot, but you are the ancestor of the next generation or something. Act accordingly. I think that's pretty much sums it up. All right? Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you're dealing with this energy and what your service is for the world. I would like to hear how you are, you know, going to honor the earth. What ritual are you going to do? You know, I know we are going to do moon magic, so we're going to do our best to, you know, really co-create with these people and honor the land there and take respect for Mother Earth and for each other and do our best to, you know, share what we know and can and awaken the inner truth, the art of discernment in people so they can decide from themselves. Much love. See you next week. Bye-bye.